You know, you might be looking at the screen and you're like, what the hell is this, man? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the project that I've been working on for this is the Fnaf lore project. This is what I've been working on. Five Nights at Freddy's timeline for the classic games only. So here we are. This is my Five Nights at Freddy's timeline presentation. As you can see by me, the funny man. And also this is a copy pasta that I feel like should be made into a copy pasta because this is the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in the entire world. So I don't remember what post I found this from, but I was just on Reddit one day and here we are. That's how this happened. This is funny. This is really funny. Also Freddy Fazbear. All right, so we're gonna start it off. Here's the big thing. Fredbear's Family Diner. As you can see, Fredbear's Family Diner. You know, in older FNAF lore, this was considered this was not. It's Freddy! It's Freddy! Look at him! You see him? Freddy. Anyway, so we're gonna go with a little bit of, we're gonna go to the filler arc right here, and we're gonna go to spring locks. As you can see, you know, they have two different modes, the suit and robot, the suit and robot mode. The robot, I don't know why I didn't just say the animatronic mode. And we're gonna get on this later, but moisture, nudging on them too hard, they could come loose, snap in your body. You know the lore. If you're like a modern FNAF fan, you probably already know about spring locks. They did not do them justice in the movie because the Ella doll doesn't make any goddamn sense. Anyway, we're done with the filler arc. Didn't take that long, but we're gonna move on to I really wish I made the text a little bit better. So now, because we've talked about the spring locks, we talked about Fredbears, we should talk about like the little, this is like a little bit of world, this is a little bit of world building, right? Because now we move on to the first big moment of the franchise. The bite of 83. Was that the bite of 87? No, Matt. Whoa. If you're like a newer FNAF fan, you're like, this is the easy stuff. When do we get to, Glitch Trap? Uh-oh. Anyway, Crying Child. See this kid right here? Crying Child. Bite of 83. Why is Bite of 83? Because right here, 1983, baby. And now, Crying Child, overall, throughout each night, he was scared of this place. You know, look at him. He's crying. He's obviously scared of this place. Could have been because of Purple Guy putting this guy in the suit. And now keep in mind, Purple Guy is not William Afton yet. So, we don't know if this could still be his dad, but it isn't. Now, what was going on that night? So, night 5, you know, there was a little bit of his brother wanted to play a little prank on his birthday, because it was his birthday. I mean, you could tell. Look at the balloons here everywhere. You know, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie were totally ready, but the brother was like, let's put him in Fredbear's mouth. And then, you know, because the crying child is crying, and as we talked about, moisture makes the spring locks go loose and fart loose. What happens is the moisture from the crying child's tears ends up snapping the spring locks and biting his head off. Well, not his head off, like a part of his head actually. He's just like Fredbear chomped a part of his head off, clean off. You know, somebody says I'll put you back together. I forgot to put that even in here, because I didn't even know where to put it. Because then I was just going to go straight into the sister location of Fredbear's So you hear sister location, you're like, oh my god, it's like that one game. No. Okay, so there was a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza that opened around the same time as Fredbear's, which is why Fredbear and Friends, and why there are Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy masks here already. So they needed to have existed. As I said up here, they needed to have existed. This is where the take cake to the children minigame happened. Now, as I said before, sister location. I mean, maybe I feel like I got this a little bit wrong. I'll probably change it after, but I guess what I meant, what should be said here is, you know, at like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is talking about the spring lock failures at Fredbear's. This minigame is very important because it shows the purple car drives up to the child and a purple man appears from the car. He kills the kid and drives off, and then the puppet happens. This is the puppet's origin. Oh my lord. Who the hell is the puppet? I don't know. They just appeared. Anyway, this guy. It's Purple Guy. Now we're looking at the Save Them minigame. Pretty important. Actually pretty important. There were 5 kids killed, but they were never put in the suits. Not yet, anyway. They were not put in the suits yet. Anyway, we're going to talk about them in a second. It's very important later. The kids' bodies are just lying around the pizza place. And you can see it is in the FNAF 2 location because you have the office down here. You have the 4 party rooms. You have the parts and service right here. Then you have the hallway going straight over to the party room, which I think this is like probably like prize. Oh no, this is prize counter. This is the Mangles room. This is like where BB is. And this is show stage. So, obviously, this is FNAF 2 location. So this is his first set of 5 that he's killed. So, now we go to the give gifts, give life. Because this is the first missing children's incident kids. Obviously, these guys have to be related to the withered animatronics because this is coming after the Save Them minigame where the guys are here. So, Purple Guy did not stuff them into the suits. So, Puppet put them in the suits. The withered animatronics. Now the kids are stuffed in the withered animatronics, leading into FNAF 2. The gameplay of the actual game doesn't actually matter. We know that it's in 1987, which means that the bite of 87 must happen in this time, because it's 1987. We have Jeremy Fitzgerald, and then he goes over to the day shift after night 6, which, you know, we know that's pretty cool. Also, the shadow animatronics exist. They don't have a purpose. At least I don't think so. When Jeremy Fitzgerald moves over to the day shift, there's a birthday for that day. So Fritz Smith has to take his place with a custom night. And Fritz Smith doesn't do Fitz shits doesn't do anything. Let's move on to the bite of 87. Was that the bite of 87? It was, Markiplier, you got it right. So what happens? Who did it? Mangle. Of course Mangle did it. I swear, did I just like accidentally hit my... Mangle has to be the one. I don't think there's anybody else who can do it. I mean, Mangle's got that jaw. And also, Mangle's the only animatronic that actually goes for the head. We also can narrow it down because it has to be a toy animatronic. Because in the robot scrapped little newspaper clipping here, it says the new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. But the original characters are being kept in hopes of the possible reorganization of the company. Now, so, we're gonna move on in a second to FNAF 1, but I do have something to say. How on earth, if the Wizards are still the same guys as the main animatronics, how on earth did they just say the bodies? There's no bodies. We would have heard about this. You know, maybe it's just like FNAF 1 came before FNAF 2 and FNAF 2 is a prequel, so they have to find a reason, but they found the bodies inside the suits and then it happened again? So how did they do that? That's like the most confusing part, I think, in this entire thing so far, but it has to be Jeremy. The victim has to be Jeremy. I mean, previous slide, night 6, blah, 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 blah. He moves over to day shift. When the birthday party happened and there was a malfunction on that birthday. So, you know, all right, we're on to FNAF 1. So now we have to deal with this thing for a little bit. Phone guy, FNAF 2 wasn't really that important except for like a couple of calls. Now he's kind of important because on night 4, he dies by Golden Freddy. Or somebody who sounds like Golden Freddy. Mike Schmidt gets the job later. He actually doesn't have nothing. He has nothing. Really, he has nothing. Most of these night guards don't do anything the entire franchise. I mean, thankfully, later on, he's basically Michael Afton, and in the movie, he actually does have a character. It's Jay Hutcherson, so what are we expecting? It's gonna be a great... It's just him makes it a better character. Yeah. Now, these are very important. Because there's something that is very, very interesting. These all kind of tell a story here. I think I put these two in the wrong order, but 2 local children were reportedly lured into a back room during the late hours of operation at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza on the night of June 26th. What? 2? Okay, so who are related to 2 animatronics? Because the bodies were never found. And this is obviously after what we were just talking about with the Save Them minigame. So could they potentially be the shadow animatronics? Now there's not enough proof to prove that they are the shadow animatronics, besides Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy. But I was just thinking, like, it's so weird, but 2 local children instead of just 5. Then it was 5 children are now linked to Freddy Fazbear's, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot loaded him in the back room. This is the first time he actually does, like, the purple guy does the killings. No, this is the second time he does the killings, because this one came, I'm not sure which one came first, the chicken, like, these are basically which came first, the chicken or the egg. But where would these 2 guys go? So I don't know if this has anything to do with the rest of the story. It's just that that's so specific. Why 2 local? Why 2? Why give a date? Is there lore relevance? Is there a part in like Fnaf, like modern Fnaf lore that I don't even know about right now? And then I'm gonna come back and then I'm just gonna have like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast and I'm like, oh my god. Oh, I didn't need to explain them. They were right there. Yeah, I don't know why I put this. It's very interesting. I don't know what the hell was that about, but there's some extra stuff. I didn't know that this happened. This is like a Dalco stream. I saw this on like the FNAF wiki, as you can see. Foxy does one of them, which I know which sound that is. Why would he mention this specific sound instead of the Foxy ones? Because the Foxy ones are very specific. And it only happens when he bangs on the door. Not when... And it's much louder when he bangs on the door too. You know what? I don't have sound on my... With that, it probably is like Foxy banging on the door or something like that. And I could just be looking into things too much. But now we move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 3, but not actually Five Nights at Freddy's 3. We're gonna move on to the in-between section between FNAF 1 and 3. Purple guy breaks into Freddy's and destroys each of the animatronics one by one between nights 1 and 4. I made this, by the way. I am going to beat you to death. But okay, so Golden Freddy doesn't come out to Purple Guy. The spirits of the 5 kids are going after Purple Guy now. They block him in the safe room. You know, he rushes to Spring Bonnie over here, as you can see. And the area, there's water dripping down, as you can see. And the area is leaking. There's water everywhere. And as we said before, moisture loosens the spring locks, in which will kill you. So Purple Guy gets trapped in the safe room, which, as we were just talking about, was in fact in the FNAF 1 location. So that could have been him. It was in the FNAF 1 location, but it did happen after this game, which is making me also think that maybe that couldn't have happened because the FNAF 1 location needed to be run down. So I think my theory just got busted. Anyway, 30 years later, we're at the climax, everybody. Or I guess, yeah, we're basically at the end. Purple Guy was found by Phone Dude on night 2 of FNAF 3. He found a real one, as you can see. There he is. Michael, don't leave me here. There are 2 main endings of the game. And the main bad ending is found by doing just these minigames. Nothing else, just doing these minigames. Where, you know, the bad ending is where the lights inside the suits are still there, so they are like the spirits of the kids are kept inside the suits. You can see Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, and Golden Freddy. Now, the main way to get this is the minigames. The minigames don't really have that much. So anyway, let's move on to Happiest Day. We're almost done. We're almost done. Look at that. We're almost done. So this is the most important point. Bite of 83, nothing. Bite of 87, nothing. I mean, Purple Guy dying, nothing. Because he doesn't die. He always comes back. Happiest Day. I saw this on Reddit where they have the exact same layout. You have the 3 tables here, and then you have the 1 table at the very back. We get to finally see the crying child, the original MCI kids get their soul set free, as well as the puppet. Everybody gets their soul set free. As you can see here, the end. But Golden Freddy's not there anymore. And I honestly don't know why. But their souls are set free, which is good things. Yay! I still can't see it to this day. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be looking for Springtrap. I feel like I see his face. I just don't know which way I'm supposed to see it. Anyway, so at the end of the game, Fazbear's Fright gets burned to the ground. Well, not all of it. Not all of it, everybody. Springtrap comes back. That's right, again. He comes back. He always does. Now, with that being said, Fazbear's Fright burns to the ground, as you can see. Springtrap's there. He's alive somehow. But that's where the main story ends of Five Nights at Freddy's, everybody. Until we move over to adding sister location to everything, adding pizzeria sim to everything, which I might actually do. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might do that. That sounds like a lot of fun.